Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has recently come out. Great movie, by the way. But it's left us all with one very important question. If the Guardians of the Galaxy were Pokemon trainers, what would their team be? Because that's definitely what we were all thinking. Nevertheless, I'm here to provide an answer with the teams that I believe best suit the original 5 Guardians. Also, quick shoutouts to Man JTV and TrueGreen7 who inspired this video. And if you enjoy this concept, be sure to leave a like so I know to make more videos just like this one. Starting off today's video, we have everyone's favorite talking tree, Groot. His team will be Trevenant, Exeggutor, Sceptile, Sudowoodo, Smeargle, and Cleaver. Trevenant and Exeggutor are here as they are obviously tree Pokemon. Same with Sceptile because of its tree-like tail. Sudowoodo, although not actually a tree, is also on his team because I like the idea that Groot refuses to believe that it's not a tree, even though everyone tells him it is. Moving on to the less obvious choices, Smeargle is here because Groot is actually pretty artistic, as we see in the I Am Groot miniseries and at the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. And lastly, Cleaver is here to represent the fact that Groot used his arm to make the handle for Thor's axe, Stormbreaker. You know, if you think about it, Groot could technically be considered a Pokemon himself, since all he says is, I am Groot. But that'll have to be a video for another day.
Another name you might know me by. Star-Lord.
Who?
Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
Next up, we have the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, also known as Peter Quill. His team will be Starmie, Behem, Ludicolo, Thievul, Castform, and Chatot. Starmie is here to represent his self-proclaimed title as Star-Lord. Behem is here partly because he is a man in space, living among aliens, but also because Quill is half alien himself. Ludicolo is here because of Star-Lord's love of dancing, while Thievul could be an old companion from his time as a thief with the Ravengers, who could have assisted him on his missions. Also, Castform is here to represent Star-Lord's elemental blasters. While they're not seen in the movies, Star-Lord has blasters which allow him to use the elements, like ice and fire, and I think that Castform's different weather forms are a good way to represent this. Last, but certainly not least, we have Chatot, for Star-Lord's love of music. I can see him having Chatot sing his favorite songs for him whenever his Walkman is broken.
Touch me, and the only thing you're gonna feel is a broken jaw.
For Gamora, her team will be Aegislash, Weavile, Greninja, Scyther, Mienshao, and Sawk. Thanos raised Gamora to be the galaxy's fiercest assassin, and since there is no such thing as an assassin Pokemon, Weavile and Greninja are the closest things we can get. Aegislash is here to represent her signature sword, as well as Scyther. Plus, it's green. Lastly, both Mienshao and Sawk are here to represent her mastery over various styles of martial arts. They could maybe act as training partners for her.
What percentage? I don't know. 12%.
12%?
That's a fake laugh.
It's real!
Next, we have everyone's favorite Guardian after watching Volume 3, Rocket Raccoon. His team will be Zigzagoon, Clawitzer, Remoraid, Dragapult, Beldum, and Alakazam. Zigzagoon is on the team because it's a raccoon. Not really much else to that. Rocket's signature weapon is a blaster, so Clawitzer, with its launcher arm, and Remoraid, who is based off of a revolver, are here for that, possibly even acting as his backups when he runs out of ammo.
I started blasting. Bah, bah.
There is no rocket-based Pokemon as of yet, so the fighter jet like Dragapult is here to represent Rocket's namesake. Beldum is here since Rocket seems to have a thing for prosthetics, and Beldum is basically a Metagross or Metang arm. And finally, Alakazam is here to represent his extreme intelligence. I originally considered Metagross for this spot, since it would be better suited for a mechanic like Rocket. But since we already have Beldum, I went with Alakazam.
Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Now last but not least, we have probably the funniest Guardian, Drax. His team will be Machamp, Bisharp, Annihilate, Kangaskhan, Kecleon, and Incineroar. Machamp, like Drax, is strong and could act as a good sparring partner. Bisharp is here to represent Drax's signature dual daggers, while Annihilate represents his anger and hatred toward Thanos for taking his family away from him. In contrast, Kangaskhan represents Drax's more paternal nature. There's a specific scene in Volume 3 that shows this really well, but I won't say what it is to avoid spoilers. Kecleon is here because of this scene.
I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still that I've become invisible to the eye.
And as I ran out of ideas for Drax, Incineroar is last to represent Dave Bautista's past as a WWE wrestler. So there we have it. What do you think of the teams I came up with? Let me know in the comments below. I personally think I did pretty good. This video was a lot of fun to make, combining two of my nerdy loves, Pokemon and Marvel. Also, be sure to leave a like if you want to see similar videos like this one. I already have a couple good ideas in mind for the next one, but as always, be sure to subscribe for more nerdy content.